Hi guys, so this is I guess the first little mini episode of the experiment series. Wanted to kick it off by talking about a trip that we did a few months back, and it was one of my all-time favorites, and I've been wanting to do it for a long time. So I grew up sailing. I grew up in Singapore. We had a boat, my parents had a boat, and we would sail around Thailand.
For the February 1991 breakfast. Captain Seamus, Spike. Do you mind if I call you Spike? This is Rear Admiral Spike Seamus, Captain Belcher, who's the head of the Austrian Navy, and
And it's always been a dream of mine to bring my family on a boat that I was sailing and that I was captaining. So that's what I did. So I created this experience in the BVI.
British Virgin Islands.
British Virgin Islands, sorry. And yeah, I had to prepare a lot for it. I don't have any qualifications, I just have experience. So I had to do all these ASA certifications, which, yeah, it was a little bit of a challenge.
Did you like that part, though, the preparation
I
part?
loved it.
Yeah.
I went on this 42-foot lagoon boat, which is the same catamaran that we actually ended up being on, except a little shorter. And I did that in the Channel Islands. And yeah, just did it in the weekend and spent a few other weeks. Got all the certifications, met some amazing people, and yeah, went out and did it.
Well, let me talk about my why for the...
All right.
You're like, all right.
All right.
So I grew up.
I'm just excited about this.
I know, because you loved it.
This is my baby.
This was your baby, I know. Well, when I was growing up, my parents, believe it or not, in Iowa, my dad loved sailing and had this little tiny sunfish, and he called it the Yachit, which was funny because it was literally this big, and it sat like in the winter, like on its side in my front yard. It was funny. And then my dad loved sailing, so when I was a teenager, he used to do these timeshares on boats, and he would do it with his friends, and they...
In the BVI?
Yeah, in the BVI, in the British Virgin Islands, and they would... he learned how to sail, so he took sailing lessons.
Hi guys, just getting acquainted with where we put things. We had a little swim, Marni and Bobby tried out their new masks and snorkels.
Or live from the Santoday. Down here, we anchored it here in a very beautiful, picturesque anchor, albeit somewhat rough. And we had a beautiful beach, and it's a gorgeous place. It's a fabulous place if you don't mind a little rock and roll with your sleep sometimes. It was also none too cool during the evening, but it's beautiful. And there are only 20 boats in there instead of the 200 that's in here. Well, not only your secluded coves in the Virgin Islands. Get back to the chart, please. Yes, sir. No more editorial.
So we both discovered through this life design, doing this ideal life thing, that we both love this idea of being on boats. Jeremy's like, let's live on it for a year. And I'm like, whoa, that's a lot. So let's test it out.
Let's get through this. And yeah, the kids came, all three of our kids came. And it was a lot with the COVID, the restrictions, the paperwork, the planning. It was like a ton of work to do that side of it. But I was absolutely on a mission, and we got out there. And yeah, we got into the tail end of a hurricane. We had 26 knot winds. It was crazy.
So what was the outcome of that?
The outcome of
that
was,
experiment.
I absolutely loved it. I was in my element, captaining it, but I had, everyone was doing everything on the boat. The kids did so well. It was just like the perfect experience. And I really want to do it again.
I realized I'm scared of a lot of things, and I was really too scared to sail it. So at the end I sort of had to, and I wish that I would have had more courage. And I also learned that, which is I think I talked to someone who sails all the time, and they said that it's easy to be a great sailor, but a whole different challenge to be a captain. So we were all learning together how the 3 girls and I, to like be, first mates and all of that, with Jeremy as captaining. So we had to like practice our communication. There was some moments. So I would be open to living longer on a boat. I realized that I would want to take that certification course. It's still on our like ideal life plan, and we want to continue to experiment with it. So
it's an amazing way to see different environments, to be on a boat if you've never done it, to anchor somewhere in the secluded secret beach. It's just incredible.
So check out our boat experiment.